What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today we have for you another version of the match day preview against Juve against Empoli, and we'll be talking about everything to go along with that. What are our expectations, possible lineups, and then what do we expect to be the final score? Hopefully it'll be better than last time. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back. You're in the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and with me as always is my boy Julian Gianotti. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, Justin. It's a late night, but I'm ready for tomorrow, finally.
Absolutely. Hopefully. I think a lot of people forgot that there was a match tomorrow because of all the nonsense that's been going on. I know we did so many videos talking about the Mercado, talking about the Ronaldo situation. Now that that's finally over, we can move on. Talk about new players, but then also actually talk about real games that matter going forward.
Yes.
It's funny though, because in the comment section we were doing this and we were doing like the preview stuff. We were doing all kinds of little things, talking about the Mercado, and like I think I saw like 2 or 3 guys who were like, "Hey, there's a match tomorrow, right? Like, there's a match coming up." I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let's do a preview, what we can expect. But first, what I want to talk about is just a quick little recap of what we got in the first match. What can we expect? What went wrong? What can we expect to going differently? What are your thoughts on it? Because I did a live, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts on the matter were of what really went wrong and what you would change.
Yeah, so match day 1, obviously against Udinese away. Started off very, very well. Typical Allegri-style game that we played. First half, got our 2 goals. We weren't really out-possessing or dominating possession against Udinese per se, but our chances were better. We created more dangerous chances. Obviously, Dybala got his goal. Cuadrado got his goal. We looked nice, fine, and dandy. Everything was just going swimmingly. And then halftime happened. And then Wojtek Szczesny happened in the second half. I know you ranted about him on Monday. On Tuesday, I had my go at him. And even in today's live, I said, listen, if I've had coaching experience, I know at an under 10, under 12 level, whatever, but I've benched my under 10 goalie because he was so bad, and I put a player in it instead, just to wake him up. Because now, for instance, Szczesny's case, it's been so long. It's been since the start of the new year, and we're at the end of the 8th month of the year. So he probably needs a wake-up call. Perin should start. I would have put Perin to start this game, especially because it's against Empoli at home, right before the international break. I think Szczesny could have cleared his head, had a couple weeks off. Nice. Probably doesn't have to go to Poland because he's been so bad. But yeah, he ruined that game for us. He lost all of confidence in our team. Our midfielders didn't know how to protect their defenders because I don't know what happened. And then Allegri decided to make 3 changes in the 60th minute. He totally changed the complexion of the game. We were playing a 3-5-2 or something. Danilo was playing center midfield after playing right back the whole game. It was just, I don't know what happened. I can't explain what happened, but it happened.
It was a complete breakdown in the entire second half. From what you have, honestly, I felt like we were riding a pretty big high. From that 100%. First half, Dybala, Cuadrado, the chemistry there, creating for each other. Nice to see this resurgent in what Dybala can bring to the club, especially now that he looks to be healthy again, hopefully. The thing that was frustrating, though, was just to see it was just an all-systems failure in the second half. You failed to create anything to score another goal. Everything, the way it went out, Szczesny completely... the loss was on you, bud. I'm sorry. Or not loss. I say loss, draw, but it's a loss to me. Yeah, you dropped points. So it was on him, and then at the end... again, I guess put more salt in the wound was just Ronaldo, who may have been actually... not offside, whoever wants to argue it with the call, but could have had the winner and then it got pulled back. It was just a good summary for the last week, honestly, and everything, the way everything's gone on. Yeah. Yeah, very ironic, honestly. And then, so that's where we sit now. So what we need now is just a redemption, a restart to the season, if you will, per se. So that way we can get our heads straight, and get back in the game, and hopefully get back in the race for the Scudetto. I mean, it's the second match, but again, the reason I say that, and the reason I'm being a little bit dramatic about the statement is we saw what happened last season. We don't need a repeat of any of that. Going forward, we need to make sure they collect all 3 points this match before the international break kicks in and everybody's headed out.
We're already minus 5 points to Inter at this point.
Yeah,
we're down 5.
An Inter squad that I thought was going to look a little bit more shaky than they do right now.
Yep.
I thought, you're coming in, you have a new coach, you've lost Lukaku, you lost Hakimi, you lost some good parts there that you had. Maybe some of the so some of the good whatever feeling, whatever you had, chemistry that you had going in last season. I thought it may have been a good opportunity for Juventus to really strike while the iron's hot.
Yep.
Hasn't happened so far. They look pretty damn good. So it's up to Juventus to really put together the rest of the season going forward, something, that will be worthy of keeping them in that 1-2,
title
2
race.
spot.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to be in the title race. Anyway, let's just get into it. Let's get into a little bit more about actually Empoli, some of the press conference stuff that we had going on with us. Let's flip it over to the other view that we have here, and then we'll fill you in on what we got. As you can see right here, we have the recap of Allegri's press conference and the things that he said, some of the hot points, topics, whatever you want to call it, for coming into this game, things that we need to focus on as a squad, as a team. First up, something I thought was interesting is that he basically said McKennie does not need to leave. He can score goals. He's an offensive-minded midfielder. Something that I've been kind of hyping on, something that I've talked about. I know some people call me Homer or whatever has it about, American player. But at the same time, he does. Like, I've seen it when he played for the U.S. Men's national team, that he was always looking to, score a header whenever he had the opportunity, anything like that. He was always attacking, always going after the ball. I call him a bulldog on offense. Good to me. I feel like it's good that it seems that he has kept the player on his squad, and that he plans to have him going forward. Kind of also interesting to me, though, how the rumors got out there and all the stuff that flooded along with that.
Like, who released the rumors? Was it Allegri or was it upper management? This comment leads us to believe that it's upper management saying that. So,
where did that come from?
Exactly.
All the fat boy comments, whatever you want to call it. That's just what I'm going to call it from now on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like it's a positive having McKennie in the lineup potentially.
Oh, for sure.
Even if he's not starting or whatever, to have him available will be beneficial for even a game like this where you could probably sub him in at halftime or something like that. Hopefully we're in that position.
Yeah, he's a good squad player. He likes to make those runs into the box as a midfielder, and we sorely lack that in the club. He can score, he can finish, as we've seen. We saw against Torino, we saw against Barcelona. Who else did he score against that I liked? I can't remember the team at the top of my head, but he does have a good finishing touch to him. Mm-hmm. And he comes up clutch when we need a goal. We scored a scissor kick against Barcelona in the Champions League. He scored a great goal against Torino, just coming on a header. You can't goal scoring midfielders. You can't find enough of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and touch on these next two together. I'll go ahead and read them all both off before I dive into it, just because I feel like the first one, what can you really say about that? But I agree. So anyway, he says that Chiesa is an attacker who can play on the wings. Well, yes. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Agreed, thank you. He also said that Dybala, Morata, Kulusevski, Benedeschi, and Rabiot, who scored 3 goals last year. McKennie also, the defenders will have to score goals. There will be better distribution there.
I think this is coming directly because Ronaldo left. And
yeah.
So,
you're basically looking at the attacking options that we have.
Yeah.
Left.
Bernardeschi, I've never seen him score a goal for Juventus. I'm kidding.
Hey, he had that one against Sampdoria.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Was it Sampdoria? Yeah.
Yeah, that nice little rebound goal or whatever. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, that was the one that sealed the Scudetto. That sealed the Scudetto for 2019-2020. So he's a hero.
It's gonna be scoring by committee for the season. We'll see who else we bring in, but that's a conversation for another show. But for right now, we have Dybala, we have Gamarata, Kulusevski, Chiesa. These guys are going to have to carry the load for now until we get someone else in. I think they can do it. I think it'll be more a fluid attack. It won't be so set on using Ronaldo, but we'll see. Against Empoli, especially this game, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the loss of Ronaldo should not affect the outcome of this match.
Correct.
I mean, I know I say that, and you can say whatever. Yes, Ronaldo was a high-powered scorer when it came to that for Juventus, but at the same time, you can't expect to go in somebody who has been newly promoted to not be able to do this. Especially, we'll talk about the history of Juventus and Empoli and all that going on forward. Also, let's go on and move into the next part. Allegri was also saying that an unforeseen event happened in Udine, but it must not happen again. We are improving our physical condition. We must be ready for tomorrow. Any thoughts that you wanted to share? You had a physical reaction to that.
Like an unforeseen event happened. Who says that? Just say your guy messed up, dude. That's it. Just say that. Everyone saw it. It's unfortunate.
You can say Tech fucked up. You can say that. It's fair.
Essentially, it's Allegri's first, I guess, experience with a Szczesny mistake, but I think his nickname is now Mistek. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that anymore.
Did you just come up with that right now, or is that actually something that's been going around?
I've seen that floating around.
Okay.
But he's a Mistek right now.
He is right now. He is. Again, don't get me on the Donnarumma stuff. I am intrigued by the team tomorrow night, wanting to get to the end of the season by hitting their targets. I want to see the team play better and individual players improve. Coach speak. That's all I can really say.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
he's back to his very best. He probably said "Buona serata" or whatever he says at the beginning of every conference.
Yeah,
he's back to his old days. It's nice.
Absolutely. It's a textbook coach speech. Yeah. It is what it is. Not a lot you can really take from that, but yes, we would like to see them hit their targets by the end of the season, which should be the Scudetto. Let's move on. We can get into basically what lineups we can really expect from the club. We're using, Foot Mod, I believe, that they had a potential lineup that we have for Juventus. They actually have it using a 4-3-3. It seems even more likely that a 4-4-2 will probably be used. Your favorite lineup? It's actually the lineup of the Bianconeri Zone. If you're going with, that's what we're gonna do. So the way they have it lined up with the Sins right now, you can see in goal we have our favorite Wojciech Szczesny is in goal, just the guy who will hold it down. And then we're looking at I don't know what else
confidence we have in that guy.
Yeah, right. We've got we've got Juan Cuadrado, we got Bonucci, De Ligt in the center, and then we got Alexandro. We got Rodrigo Bentancur, Weston McKennie, Federico Bernardeschi, which is interesting. We can talk about that, a missing name that we're kind of take these for what they're you take them with a giant grain of salt.
It's from a random app who's kind of recognized, but it's FOTMOB at the end of the day. It's not what Allegri thinks.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we'll actually use, and then we'll actually make sure we have the proper graphics for next time. It's really what we're saying. And then in the front, we have got Federico Chiesa, Dybala, and Dejan Kulusevski. I want to hear your thoughts going into this, especially with the coaching mind, what you're thinking, what adjustments you would make, and what you think may actually be the real lineup.
Yeah, so, again, it's probably not going to look like this very much, if at all, but I like a 4-3-3. I've said this before. I prefer, see how they're flat in the middle there, McKennie, Bentancur, Bernardeschi. I would prefer them actually more in a triangle and not so square to each other. So as a holder, I would, he's obviously not there, but I would have Locatelli instead of Bernardeschi there. Locatelli is the holder, so he played just in front of the two center backs. And then Rodrigo Bentancur I would keep as the Mezzala, so the box-to-box midfielder. And then Weston McKennie I'd have as the advanced midfielder, the attacking midfielder, because he, like Allegri said in his press conference, the dude can score goals from midfield. The back line I would keep 100%. It's solid enough. Alexandro is not good going forward anymore for whatever reason, but he's still pretty. He's fine as a left back defensively. And then obviously you got one. I would probably swap Chiesa and Kulusevski, just so for foot dominance, because
Yeah.
Kulusevski's left-footed, so he can cut onto his left. Chiesa's good with both feet, so having him out on the left probably makes sense. And then Dybala's a false nine, I guess. I guess that's fine for now. The wingers are okay. I would just probably swap the wingers a bit. So I would swap Chiesa and Kulusevski and keep Dybala there as a false nine. At the end of the day, it is a newly promoted team, Empoli, so we should be fine with this trio attacking. And that's what I think. Go ahead, Justin.
No, absolutely. I like that. I think a lot of, it seems to be your favorite lineup. It may end up being a 4-4-2 instead of a 4-3-3. I'm going to keep using that. If it were to be adjusted to be a 4-4-2, who would you have as the two? Would that be Dybala and would you go with
I would have,
you...
if it is a 4-4-2, Weston McKennie wouldn't be starting. It would be probably Bentancur and Locatelli, and then Chiesa would be the left or right midfielder. Bernardeschi would be the left or right midfielder, and then Dybala and Morata up front. So Kulusevski misses out, and McKennie misses out for Locatelli and Morata.
That seems fair. Okay, I mean, I like either one you go with. I like the lineup. Prefer a 4-3-3 overall, but we'll see what actually happens when they release it tomorrow. The starting lineup. This is one of those matches too. The reason, not that I'm not going super in depth when it comes to the starting lineup, but with the players you have, it shouldn't matter. We know that. We know it does matter. We know anything can happen, but it shouldn't matter against this match. But what we can get into the important part next is the Empoli and who they have there. So here's what we're looking at. This is just a potential mock-up of a starting lineup for Empoli, who they've got. Oh, Lord. Let's see how some of these pronunciations should go for me. Let's see. We've got Vicario over there in goal. We've got let's see. Is this dangerous? I feel like maybe.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you do it. Yeah, let me sit back. Let me just sit back and watch. And then,
So for Empoli in goal, we got Guglielmo Vicario. Left back, we got.
You're doing the full name.
Yeah. Okay. Center back, we got Simone Romagnoli. The other center back, we got Ardian Ismailji. Right back, we got Petar Stojanovic. And the three center midfielders, we got Filippo Bandinelli, Leo Stulats, Samuele Ricci, and the attacking midfielders, Nadim Bayrami. And then the two strikers, you might recognize one, Patrick Cutroni, and the other one's Leonardo Mancuso.
Way to go. There you go. Way better than what I would have done.
If you recognize three names, good for you. I recognize two.
And do you recognize, is the second one that you recognize actually the name that you recognize, or is it the person? Because you recognize, you know what I mean?
I recognize Leonardo Mancuso because he's played in Serie A before. Yeah.
Oh, duh. Okay, sorry. My head was going to our talk before this with Romagnoli, and I thought you were talking about him. I was like,
is that his bro? I have no idea.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, but if you know more than three, good on you.
So with the Empoli lineup, they played, I'm pretty sure, the exact same lineup against Lazio, if I'm not mistaken. The guy who scored the goal for Empoli in that match was the Filippo Bandinelli character, that left center mid. But their danger man is Patrick Cutroni. This is the guy that we all know. Everyone knows. That's a household name, at least if you're a fan of Serie A. Other than that, I know Andrea Zoli coaches them. They dropped
3-1 to Lazio in the match earlier. That's all they really have on them so far. Overall, this is a match that really you should expect Juventus to win this, and they should win it handily. You're going into the international break. You have all that going in there. You have to end this. You have to get into this on a high note. We don't need another flat tire or whatever have you. Go into with two, we don't need to have two or less points.
Exactly.
To start off the season. That's the main part here, the mainstay here. Basically, we just want to go over some of the issues of who the players may be, who they're going to go up against. It looks overall what was there were some stats and stuff you talked about when it comes to Empoli. I think Juventus have not lost Empoli in how many matches was it?
Empoli in our last 8 matches dating back to November 2014 in Serie A.
Yeah.
So again, the stats, the history, it all goes our way. It looks to me in a four. I'm going to call this an inverted 4-4-2. They're packing the midfield for a reason. They know that Juventus doesn't have the actual typical quality of having good midfielders that could probably play out of that. So they're probably going to siphon out everybody in our midfield. And this also doesn't bode well for Dybala if they do hang back, because Dybala is obviously going to try and collect the ball. And with all those players in there, he might get taken out, or not, like he might get marked out of the match. I think he's good enough not to do so, obviously, because again, it's a newly promoted side, and Dybala is one of the best players in the world. But Dybala is, as a center forward coming to collect the ball, could potentially get congested in that area because they're packing the midfield so much. It's just something to look out for. I believe that he's good enough to break through and break down this Empoli side.
Yeah, I think overall the real story here has to be Juventus. It can't be about what Empoli brings. It can't be about Empoli in general. Like, yeah, they're going to go out there and they're going to try their best. It's basically what it should be.
Yeah.
This should be one of those games where you should honestly be able to roll the ball out there and just play, and whatever Juventus does, if they play their game, they should win. You have the better talent overall. Even without Cristiano Ronaldo, you have the better talent. You have the more talented squad. You have a history behind you that is successful. The big point, too, is you really got to get those 3 points going into the international break. Not only that, but because you come back and you play AC Milan, or I don't know what the order it is, but you have AC Milan and you have Champions League and you have Napoli all in a row.
Yeah, just flip that. So it's Napoli. Yeah.
Napoli. Okay, even better. Napoli, Champions League, AC Milan. So those are matches that you need to go in and need to win those as well. If not, again, if they don't win this match, they could have dug themselves a big hole early on. Another thing that I'm going to be worried about going forward. So that's really should be the story of the match tomorrow. And I don't have a lot of frustration or worries or concern overall with this side. Again, what happened last week against Udinese was just. I mean, I want to call it a freak accident because it was all on Chesney, but it's not something that you can really go into and hope that, or you can really expect it to happen again. Hopefully, he's learned from this. He's in his history has been a better goalkeeper. I'm not saying he is one of the best goalkeepers. I would not agree with that statement, but I'd say overall his past has proven that he usually can step up when it's needed. Hopefully he can get that form back. Hopefully this will be a good appetizer for him to get going with that. We can get now into, we've gone on long enough, we can get into just our our predictions for the match today. What can we expect what do you expect to be the final result of this match? Do we take all 3 home, or are we worried?
We're going to take all 3 points home. We're going to win 2-0. It's not going to be the greatest game to watch. It's going to be kind of ugly, but we will win 2-0, and I believe Morata will score a goal, and I believe, what's his name? Chiesa will score.
Okay. I'm over here. I'm fighting with myself over here because I'm like, I want to go ballsy. I almost went out and said, we'll say this. I think Juventus is going to win. I think Juventus will bring 3 points home. I think I'll be a little less worried than I was before, but I'm also a pessimist by nature, so I'm probably going to be worried regardless after the fact, even if they win. What I will say... Yeah, okay, I was going to try to say, you know what, I'm going to go again. I'm going to say 3-1 Juve. I'm going to say the offense starts clicking, but I just don't trust Chesney to keep a clean sheet. I think that's how. That's basically it. Otherwise, I was probably looking at you at 2-0. I probably should have stuck with 2-1, which is probably the safest. To me, that seems like the safest betting number. It's 2-1, but I'm gonna say 3-1 because I want to have some confidence in these guys that they will get it rolling. Going into the to the international break, we'll see what happens. Anyway, any final words that you really want to have for this and what you expect? Anything else outside of that you'd like to see happen in this match from the squad?
I just want to see Locatelli, if he does end up starting, I want to see him just nice and click and have a good game. He doesn't have to have the best game, but he has to fit in with the squad and how we want to play. I'm expecting 3 points, and I don't expect anything. It should be like sweep the rug the job's done. That's this game.
Yeah.
My coach always said when we went to Shepherd University, just get the job done, and we beat them all. This is the exact same type of thing. Just get the job done, sweep it under the rug. We're going home with 3 points.
Yeah, these matches should be called. Yeah, these matches should be the give me matches, whatever have you. It should be like, we used to have, like you said, that with other sports that we play, we had a team locally here. I'm not going to say them in case anybody watches. It'd be embarrassing for them. But we literally called it blank day, which meant it was a day off. You go win that game. You go home and celebrate. You knew you were going to win that game every time of the year, and that's just what it was. Anyway, I'm excited to see, what do I really want to see from this team? One, I want to see what see what his coaching strategy looks like, if it seems like he has a better idea of how to use his guys. It's the second match of the season, so I don't expect a ton there, but I expect to see a little bit more, maybe moving some guys around. I want to see Locatelli. I want to see him hopefully playing some serious minutes. A game like this, you should be able to see him in there, and maybe he should be able to start creating, should just be, solidifying himself hopefully in that midfield. And then the other thing I want to see is Szczesny's confidence. I want to see if he can be confident as the keeper. I want to see a clean sheet. That's what I want. Bring me a clean sheet, and I will start to give it a little more faith back to you for going in the future. Otherwise, if you don't, and you look bad again, I want to see Petty in goal. That's what it's going to be. And I want to call for his head already, but can't take risks. Anyway, that's all that we really have for you today. I appreciate Julian for coming in, previewing this with me. I'm excited to get back into it a little bit more once the season resumes after this match. We'll be here for you later today, giving you all the postseason coverage, or all the post-game coverage. Yeah, we're not doing the whole postseason yet. We'll be doing all the post-game coverage that we can bring you, talking about our thoughts, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like. Trust me, it'll be better than the time that I did it by myself, and I'm over here being like, what the bleep, and that's all I was doing. So trust me, it'll be better. Join us in the live after that. But we appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button as well. Also, make sure that you follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow me at Justin Sofer on Twitter, and follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.